All right, Ryan, we talked about the Eagles, the winner of this game. Let's talk about your team. Let's talk about the Buffalo Bills. They showed up. They punched Philly in the mouth, came up just short. They lost 34-37. They fall to, 6-6 now. They needed this win, but man, I liked what I saw from that team today. It felt like a different Bills team. I defer to you. Could they still make a playoff run, or did they have to have this win?
I think this win would have pushed them into, it would have pushed them into the playoff, but also it would have been that fire that needed to be ignited. And they played like they had that fire all game long. And it was just that dumb Bills luck, man. And I told you before the episode started, this whole week, you wanted to talk about the game and I didn't. And the reason is because I'm just tired of getting my hopes up as a Bills fan. And it just seems to happen like this for the Bills when they have the game won. I know they're going up against what we think is probably the best team in the NFL currently.
Sure.
And they went toe-to-toe with them. That's fantastic.
You're up 17-7 at halftime. You're in control of the game.
That's great. But if we hadn't got so close this time like we have the past 4 years, then I wouldn't be so upset. Right now, I'm just so neutral on things. I expected this to happen. I thought for a second how we were playing, we were surely going to win because, we were steamrolling the Eagles. The score never really looked like that, but just gameplay, we were handling them.
The Eagles couldn't do anything offensively in the first half. They couldn't move the ball.
No, they couldn't. And we had a little bit of red zone trouble or getting to the red zone, but ultimately, if you look at gameplay, time of possession, everything, we smothered the Eagles. When it went into overtime, when they got that kick, I was like, okay, well, this is it. And I think I even messaged you and was hey, well, the Bills are going to lose this because that's not only because Allen's now 0-6 in overtimes, in all the overtime games he's ever been in, it seems to really matter. And I think this one mattered not necessarily in the AFC as much, but it mattered because I think this was like that final blow to the Bills where the rest of the season is just going to be kind of mediocre at best.
Right.
And I don't think they have. I think they've got so close, and they're like, man, we've tried this so many times, and we're just exhausted. Not just
you
physically.
think this loss kind of demoralized them?
Yeah, it took the wind out of them.
Interesting.
Not only physically because they played a hard-fought game today. This was probably the top 3 games of the entire NFL season so far.
Oh, without a doubt.
Maybe the best, but
yeah.
That's just the Bills story, man. And I think until there's a change from top down, you're not going to see anything different, unfortunately.
Okay. They've got the bye now, though. And then they head to Kansas City. Obviously, if they won out, they'd be 11-6. They could still make the playoffs. It's totally on the table.
Went out against the Chiefs, the Cowboys, the Chargers, the Patriots, and the Dolphins.
3 of those games are tough.
Right.
3 of those games are tough. Do you think if they had won this game, gone into the bye week, beaten Philly, then you have a more realistic chance of running the table or something because you feel better? But
yeah, so the fire would have been starting, and then we win the game tonight, and the fire's ignited, and then it just keep adding wood to the fire for the rest of the season. I think that's kind of how it would have played out. But now that we fought this hard and came up with the loss, I just don't think the guys on the team, they're going to keep playing football, and they may win out. They may win 4 of the next 5. I don't know. But at this point, I don't think it matters. I don't think the Bills have any shot in the playoffs. I know technically they're still in the hunt, and things could fall their way, but I don't think by their own might and power that they're going to make it. I think it would be dumb luck from other teams losing.
Well, any team, even asking the Eagles to go beat Chiefs, Cowboys, Dolphins, and then throw in the Chargers and Patriots. That's a tough stretch.
2 of those are divisional games too. So
exactly,
the Patriots and the Dolphins at the end of the year.
Exactly. It's going to be tough. I think they're going to give Kansas City a fight. I'm interested to see what they do with Dallas. Real quick, just to touch on the game, I thought it kind of swung in a couple key areas. One, you touched on time of possession. Bills had 40 minutes, and the Eagles had 26. So that to me just proves time of possession isn't an important stat anymore. I think it was 5 or 6 years ago. I think now it doesn't matter. I think with these quarterbacks we have, with these offenses, they can strike at any moment. It doesn't matter if you've only got the ball 26 minutes. right? If you got a good defense, it's kind of irrelevant. I mean, you could say it minimizes your opportunities, but not really, not in this case. But the stat for me is Bills had 11 penalties for 80 yards. That is a lot in a big game like this. We could discuss some of the questionable referee calls. There were multiple. There were multiple. But regardless, 11 penalties, I think that's just a little sloppy. And it was kind of a sloppy game from both teams. But if I have to find a distinction point, that's really it. And just the fact that Josh Allen and Gabe Davis didn't hook up on that throw in overtime. They had it right there. The game was to be won, and it just slipped through their hands.
Yep, like usual. You mentioned time of possession, and, the Bills had the ball much longer than the Eagles. However, they were only in the red zone one more time than the Eagles.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's where our problems lied was, we could drive downfield, and then we'd get stopped, stood up, and couldn't make it into the red zone and score. And then the Eagles, they're 4 times in the red zone. They were 100%. So we just didn't capitalize like we needed to. We didn't do the things we needed to keep the Eagles off of us and keep the score at a one possession lead.
Mm-hmm.
We just kept letting them crawl back in. And that's once that field goal went through the uprights, he could have backed up 10 more yards and made it.
Probably, yeah. It was he was money.
Yeah.
And then the great drive in overtime, and it just ends with the overthrow. We don't know if that's Davis, if that's Allen. We don't know unless we're there. But it's brutal, and it's a tough loss. And this game kind of surmises the Bills' season, doesn't it? It's like so much potential, so much talent, so much hope.
For the past
and it's
4
like
years.
you said, you get your hopes up, and then it just kind of falls apart in the last moment. That has been the Bills under Sean McDermott. That's just facts.
Yep. Every playoff appearance, every Kansas City overtime game, every Philadelphia Eagle overtime game. It's just you think, man, we got it together. We got it together, and then luck just plays a certain part in it, and it never falls on the Bills' side.
Yeah, I don't think. I think you're right. I think it's more than that, though. I think a lot of it too is a mindset, and it's clear. I think to you, to me, to everyone, the best days of the Sean McDermott era are long behind us. I mean, we have passed the best, and now we're looking at old yearbook photos trying to reminisce and feel good about the past. You don't want to be in that position. I think it is obvious, if it wasn't already, even though they played great, I think it's wholesale changes at the end of the season.
I do think, however, the offensive changes has helped. I do think
They
the
do look
past 2
better.
weeks they do look more put together on offense, and they're running the ball more and more
Right.
efficiently, and they're using Allen how he should be used, I think.
Right.
And they're
right.
letting him run.
Joe Brady's doing a great job.
Much
The
better.
play calling is significantly better than Ken Dorsey. It just is.
Yeah, I mean, it's 10 to the 10th degree, but I'm starting a campaign that is going to be bring Daboll back. I want Daboll as the head coach. I'm going out on a limb here, and I know people may not agree with me, and I know this probably will never happen, but I believe that the Bills played the best when Daboll was the offensive coordinator. He's proven he can be a really good head coach. I want him at the Bills.
Oh, I think that would be amazing. I would offer him whatever he wanted. I would try. Even if I had to give up a draft pick, I don't care. I would try to go get him because your quarterback performed when he was your offensive coordinator.